Since Repair Clinic encourages you to perform this repair safely, a warning icon will appear when you should use caution. Before you replace the fuel hose on your snowblower, make sure the engine has cooled. You should perform this procedure with no fuel in the tank. Use a 3/8-inch socket to unthread the 3 mounting bolts, securing the chute handle and the chute itself. Remove the assembly and detach the handle. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, unthread the screw to release the chute ring seal. Unthread the 2 front housing mounting screws. Next, unthread the 3 screws from the right side of the housing. Use the 3/8-inch socket or nut driver to unthread the mounting bolt, securing the housing to the rear bracket. Next, unthread the screws to release the 2 retaining clamps, holding the housing to the handle. You can now fully remove the housing. Use an 8mm socket to unthread the 6 bolts securing the muffler cover. Use a 1/2-inch socket to fully unthread the upper bolts securing the handle assembly. Lower the handle to fully remove the muffler cover. Detach the primer hose from the carburetor. Be prepared for some fuel to spill. Disconnect the wires from the key switch terminals. Use a 10mm socket to unthread the nuts securing the control housing. Pull the housing off of the mounting bolts. Now use a 10mm socket to unthread the 2 nuts and an 8mm socket to unthread the screw securing the side access cover. Pull the cover off. Use the 8mm socket to unthread the 2 mounting screws, securing the trim and fuel tank. Unthread the additional screw on the left, securing the tank. Release the clamp to detach the fuel hose, and you can fully remove the tank. Release the retaining clamp to detach the old fuel hose from the carburetor and remove both clamps. Install the new fuel hose by feeding it under the speed control assembly. Slide the 2 clamps over the appropriate ends. Attach the hose to the carburetor and secure it with the clamp. Attach the opposite end to the fuel tank and secure with the clamp. Reposition the tank. and thread the left side screw. Realign the trim and thread the screws. Realign the side access cover and thread the screw and nuts to secure. Reposition the control housing. Thread and tighten the mounting nuts. Connect the wires to the key switch terminals. Reattach the primer hose to the carburetor. Reposition the muffler cover and thread the 6 bolts to secure. Reposition the handle assembly and rethread the upper bolts. Reposition the housing. Align the 2 retaining clamps and thread the screws to secure the housing to the handle. Rethread the mounting bolt to secure the housing to the rear bracket. Replace the 3 right side screws. Rethread the 2 screws securing the front of the housing. Reposition the ring seal on the housing so the Phillips head screw hole aligns with the appropriate screw hole in the ring gear. Thread the screw. Realign the handle on the chute, then reposition the assembly on the ring seal, and thread the 3 mounting bolts to secure. Refill the fuel tank, and your snowblower should be ready for use.